Hi guys, I'm a Forester here with another retirement video. Now it's too cold to make this video outside, so I'm going to make it inside and let you look at what used to symbolize retirement, the traditional retirement watch. But today I want to take a closer look at the certainty of the good old-fashioned pension. And I'm talking about defined benefit pensions that used to be the gold standard. Now, whether you're covered by a public or a private plan, your pension is at risk. I've worked in both sectors for 2 Fortune 500 companies and for 2 state agencies. I began receiving a small private pension payment when I turned 55, and someday I hope I'll receive a public pension. I made a retirement video about the need for a 3-legged stool in retirement funding, and I'll put a link to that video below. Pensions are an important leg on that stool, but how secure are they? And first of all, I want to talk about public pensions. Around 14% of the U.S. workforce is covered by public pensions, whether federal, state, or local. The federal pension is backed by the U.S. government, so with $1 trillion in annual debt, you can decide for yourself how secure they are. Solvency of state and local pensions range all over the board. North Carolina and Tennessee are 2 neighboring states where pensions are over 90% funded, and that's great. I wish South Carolina's was that well funded because our pension where I live is right around 50% funded. South Carolina actually falls in the bottom 16% of all 50 states in funding our state pension. And public pensions may actually be more at risk than they appear because states have a lot of leeway in how they calculate pension funding. What states have the lowest funding ratio for pensions? Well, I looked it up, and it's New Jersey, Kentucky, and Illinois top that list. Their pensions are somewhere around 35% funded. So, how big is the public pension problem? Well, the estimates of underfunded pensions run into the trillions of dollars, largely caused by overly optimistic estimates of fund growth over time. And the situation isn't any better for private pensions. GE made news recently by freezing their defined benefit pensions, and that means that GE will stop putting any new funds into their pension plan, and existing pensions won't have any cost of living raises. Other private companies that have taken similar action include some big names like Federal Express, Verizon, and General Motors. For private pensions, there is some insurance. It's covered by the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation, or some people call PBGC. They provide some insurance, but it's limited, and they currently insure the private pensions for 37 million workers. It isn't intended to fully replace the pension payments, though. They currently fund 683,000 retirees, and they predict that number is going to increase dramatically over the next decade. PBGC actually estimates that they'll run out of insurance funds in 2025. Public and private employers are making changes to pension plans, but those changes aren't in workers' best interest. They're doing things like increasing the retirement age before we can qualify for a pension, cutting our benefits, reducing or eliminating the annual cost of living adjustments, and switching primarily new employees over to a 401k style plan. But for those of us who are still working, there is one thing that we can do to remain somewhat in control, and that's work longer. Working longer does several things. One, it buys you time to save more for retirement. It allows your pension and Social Security payments to grow. And I think that having a salary is more secure than your pension. If you're an older worker, you're likely to have some protection due to seniority in a layoff situation. Guys, I realize this isn't a fun topic to think about, but there is something that we can do. Fortunately, I'm healthy and I still enjoy going to work every day, and hopefully you do too. Y'all take care.